Yeah.
So hi, I'm Nivedita Indrajit, and I'm talking to Nivedita TS or Nivedita Shamsundar.
Yeah.
So we met in the morning. Unusual circumstances, the universe brought me to you and you to me. So how does
Aw.
it get any better?
Yeah. What else is possible? And
Yeah,
so many surprises
yeah. Little
life
was
has in store.
expecting that we'll be having this conversation so shortly, like,
Yeah, it is crazy how when you asked me when shall we have it, what came to my mind was today.
uh,
So I was wondering if it was too close for you, and I asked you, and you said, "What about I'm okay even if it's today." So it is as if you just captured what was in my mind and said it to me.
yeah. So how was your childhood? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Chennai,
Okay.
so through and through Madrasi, Chennai, however we put it.
Uh,
And my schooling almost I did my engineering, so that was also there. And then I went to Nagpur to do my masters,
mm,
and then I was in the corporate life for a while, and now here I am, and I'm a musician now. I mean, now I've been a musician for a while now. So
okay.
I'm a musician, I'm a photographer, and I'm also what you can call as an energy healer. I'm part of Access Consciousness.
Okay.
So that's how it is.
So when you were growing up, did you ever imagine that you'll be doing all this? Was there a very linear way of going about, or you
All my life I've been
experience?
it's like I look at the next step when I'm at just the previous step, that's how it's been all through.
Okay.
Like I hadn't planned on taking the science group when I was in class 10, and then I mean only when I came to class 10 I decided to go to the science group, and then from there only after I finished almost like at the end of 12th is when I decided I'll do engineering. And then
Okay.
at the like engineering, after I entered engineering, I like in the first year or second year I just liked the entrance of MBA, and I did the MBA because I liked the entrance test. So, and after MBA, I only knew that I was going to get into the corporate. So I didn't have any specific, I should be this, I should be that. I just went with the flow, and it was growing great, and I didn't want to continue in the corporate. I quit,
Okay.
and that's when there was this space of I don't know what I'm gonna be, or what's next. And then I became a mother.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do something else apart from being a mother. And yeah, and then I stumbled upon photography because my husband brought a camera, and I decided I'm going to pick it up and do something with it.
So what kind of photography do you do?
I
Like,
started with pet photography. I have a pet as well, so I started
okay.
with pet photography, not just because I have a pet, but more because I like pets. I started there, then I went into food photography, and then I've done weddings as well. I really enjoyed the wedding photography. I mean, so many events and so many candid shots to capture. People are, I mean, uh, in a very nice way. People are totally
Yeah.
crazy, and that's so good.
Yeah. So did you learn on your own, like, or like
Yes,
how? Okay.
yes, more like a self-taught photographer. But
Okay.
yes, I also went ahead and did. I mean, assisted a few photographers from whom I learned a lot. So there have been a
Okay.
huge contribution in that.
Okay.
And in fact, my inspiration for photography was my wedding photographer who took my
Oh.
pictures so well that
Oh.
I really like the way he went about it. And it's crazy what inspires you.
Yeah. And then music?
Music has been there, like they say, na, it's there in your blood, kind of thing. So my mom is a musician, she's a singer. My father is a mridangist, so Carnatic music was there in all through. And I became a whistler, which was
Oh.
interesting again. So it's been what 2008, 2018. It's been about 22 years since I started my journey of a professional Carnatic whistler.
Wow. So what does that mean? Like, whistler mean? What does that mean? I'm hearing it for the first time.
I give Carnatic music concerts by whistling.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So you
So
enjoy it? You still do right now?
yes. I started including some film music also into it. I started making fusion music out of that, and then I went into Western music a little. I went for pop music classes, if that's how it's called. I'm not even sure how it's called. So I went for those classes. I entered the realm of Western music a little bit. So now I'm having everything. Why? I
Okay.
mean, why miss anything at all?
Yeah. So
That
you
sort of
you
thing.
actually compose also?
I don't. I don't really compose much. So
Okay.
I'm more into, you could say, covers and
Okay. All
songs
right.
that have already
Okay.
been composed.
Okay. All right. So will
Yeah.
it be too much to ask you to do something right now?
Not really. I can do.
Okay.
Any suggestions that you have on mind? Any song that's coming to you?
Um.
All right.
Okay. Your choice.
Okay. Um, so this might work multilingually. So I think I'll just go for this song.
Oh, that's one of my favorite.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know the words, but I like the music that goes with it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So how did you get into healing and all that?
that's a that's a very crazy thing. It, it's like after I had my child, I went through postpartum depression and all that, and I somehow managed to fairly come out of it and all of that. But there was still that underlying thing that was, the loop that keeps going, taking you back to, things that affect you and all of that. So when that happened, I was, just looking for something to clear it off and stuff like that, time and again, and all of that. Um, I went to a psychologist, so that worked for a fair amount of time. But I was still again looping back. That's when I'm also an unschooling mom, which means that I don't school my child.
Yeah.
So in this circle of consciousness facilitator, so we didn't even have a conversation about it. I just saw on her FB page that she's into access consciousness, and somehow it was pulling me. I don't even have an explanation till date what was pulling me so much that I constantly visited her site, and I was constantly looking at the access consciousness site. And I mean, she's not even in Bangalore, she was in Pune. I asked her if she was visiting Bangalore anytime for a class, and it got created. It's amazing the way it got created. And when I went into the class, people usually go to a class when they have some idea about it. I was like more like a clean blank slate. I just went to the class because I felt I had to go to the class. That's all.
Yeah.
There's barely any reason behind it. So I just landed at the class, and things shifted and changed, and now I'm myself a facilitator.
Yeah.
So now I'm a facilitator. I have attended I've done my foundation. I have done my TTE beginners, talk to entities course. And thanks to Corona, I was at my mom's place for so long. I attended back to back classes, everything and anything that was there. I was all there and willing and receiving it all. So it's been a very crazy time ride ever since. And I came into Access Consciousness just in November last year.
Yeah.
So so it's like my pre-COVID is much less than my post-COVID times. That's it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of time right now. I mean, we know how to manipulate the time slots and do our own work and then get back to whatever we'd like to do. I think
Yeah,
we can actually look at it like that. So
yeah, and actually it works better for me when there are many things to do. If
yeah,
it's just one thing, I don't do that also.
yeah. So it's that again is a common thing, you know. Like when I did my bars class too, the facilitator was from Bombay, and then
Okay.
class got created in Hyderabad.
Wow, how does it get any
Yeah.
better?
So what else?
Yeah, so that brought us to the other topic of homeschooling and unschooling and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So my child is 5.5
Okay.
and has never been to school, and it's very clear that he doesn't want to go to school as of now.
Okay.
So let's see how it goes from here.
Yeah. So is it like you're planning to homeschool, or is like what is the thing?
What we do is typically called as unschooling, but I like to call it as life learning, because because there is no school part. Unschooling part is for us who have been schooled or trained to think and work and function in a certain way.
Yeah.
So I'd say that I'm the unschooling mom. He's a life learner.
Yeah.
So when people ask me, what do you do? I am like, okay, what does your kid do during holidays? So for him, it's a holiday every day.
Yeah.
So that's by far the simplest explanation I could find to what we do or what he does at home and all that.
Yeah. There's a lot of learning that can happen organically, actually.
Yeah, it's like even we don't stop learning, right? We learn.
Yeah.
It's not like we finish school and then we stopped learning when we closed
Yeah.
our eyes and ears and everything and said no,
Yeah.
I'm not learning anything. So the journey is very beautiful like that. The way actually my journey to homeschooling also it was very interesting. It was very organic in a sense, like you said. It's like it started with breastfeeding support group that I became a part of on Facebook, and then that led to natural term weaning and baby led weaning, self feeding
So
of the
were you
child.
part of the Healthy Mother Breastfeeding Network or something? Or was
Uh,
it a different network?
no, but I do follow them.
Okay. Because
That is in Hyderabad,
Healthy
right?
Mother, yeah.
Oh,
And Baby Led Weaning also, that lady is a Brazilian, I think. If I'm not wrong, the one who started that group.
I don't know who started it. I was just part of the group. I noticed. I mean, I read through what is baby led weaning and how what is followed in it generally and all that.
Yeah.
And at 6 months, he sat in his booster seat and started feeding himself.
Okay.
So these are things that the proud mother kind of moments.
Yeah.
And very interestingly, these things actually helped overcome the postpartum depression also. Like you're doing something that's really fulfilling and that makes you feel good and light and all that.
Yeah.
So and it took off a lot of pressure from my head on I should do this, I should do that and all that. Instead, when it became child led, it became like
Yeah.
it became a
became
breeze.
choice also, I think.
Yes.
It's like a day-to-day, everyday choice.
Exactly, that's how I could relate to Access also very easily.
Yeah.
It's like self weaning, it's child led, it's this. So we are giving a lot of choice to the child, and so again, homeschooling was an extension of that. I mean, the unschooling part was an extension of that. When I met one of the unschoolers to to get a grasp on what it is, she said, child led weaning, right? Baby-led, child-led feeding, self-feeding and all that. Unschooling is just an extension of that. Child-led learning, that's all. That was so nice. And the way we are giving a choice to the child on everything that matters the child. The same way when it came to giving a choice to ourselves and to be in allowance of each and every person and everything that we encounter or come across was amazing. That's that's the way Access made a lot of sense to me. Like, probably making sense isn't the word.
I mean, right now it's like as if you have a language that can describe what you are doing.
Yeah, so true. And this was something that hadn't occurred to me. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I see that it's life is so much easier that you don't have to be obligated to do something, or you don't have a rule book that says you have to, and
or make myself wrong for it at any point. With so many different points of view around us, it's so often that we make ourselves wrong. Oh, maybe I did this wrong. Oh, maybe I did that wrong. Maybe this wouldn't work. Maybe I'm being a very ruthless and bad and selfish mother by letting the child do everything for himself. What? I'm enabling the child to be independent. Isn't that even better?
And they actually enjoy it. I mean, they don't like being casual. I don't think even a child without teeth, I don't think a child without teeth also would like to be stuffed with anything which is mashed. I mean, there is no taste in that as well, right? They're actually killing the taste buds before they can actually know what different tastes are.
Oh my God, when it comes to taste, the kind of what do you call that? The kind of feedback I received when I told people that I don't add salt, when I didn't add salt or sugar or any sweetening agent for the first year of this, feeding himself. So people were like, "Oh, Howli, poor thing, he will not get a good taste at all." I think he doesn't even know the taste. Now, what good taste are we talking about? We know salt because we have had it. So till you have had salt, you don't know it at all. So it's not like he's going to be deprived for. I'm not going to, not give him deprive him of salt for 30 years. No, for 1 year, that's all. After that, he's going to have his life and have whatever he feels like.
Yeah, I know. I totally relate to all of that.
Wow.
So what else do you do?
So your child is also baby-led weaned and all that?
Yeah, baby-led weaned, and let him do whatever. And he's been given a knife when he was, I think, 18 months old to cut vegetables.
Same here.
How can you give a knife to your child? I mean, I don't think he has cut himself ever in this he is now 7 years old.
Wow.
And he has not cut himself with a knife. I have cut myself so many times in this whole process, but he has never cut himself. And he does go to a school, but then the school doesn't have any curriculum as such.
Vision?
Pardon me?
Is he going to Vision Rainbow or something?
No. He is going to Walden's Park.
Okay.
And I met that. I knew about the school because of the breastfeeding network, actually.
Yeah.
So and it's just that whatever you're doing, they do at school or.
Awesome.
I mean, the child will
at the space rather.
When they want to study, the child will decide when they would like to write, awesome. And they facilitate around the body, the mind, and the emotional well-being and stuff like that. They focus it based on the child. It's not about what the parents or what the society or they do have a format, of course, but then it's not forced upon the child. The child still gets to choose, and each child is honored for their learning capacities.
So beautiful.
So I never liked going to school as a child, and if I didn't find this, probably I wouldn't have sent him to a school. So it's nice that he has that going there to meet other kids kind of a thing, because he's a single child. And I felt like it would be good that if he interacted with a lot of other kids. And I personally feel I don't have the patience to stick to one child in that sense. I like fun and socializing and stuff like that. My point of view. But it also works out because it's still happening that way. And there is no force about it. So So glad. It's very nostalgic talking, it's like you're telling the same things. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing, kind of thing.
So
it's so crazy that, at a point we feel that we are the only ones around us who's like us. And then we find an entire group of people who are all into the same thing. And, it's the same sequence of events.
Either you find your tribe or the tribe finds you, either way.
Oh, I was so looking for that saying, really.
Yeah. Either you find the tribe or the tribe finds you, and this is how it happens, very organically. Like, I'm so glad to have connected with you. Like, early morning, I just woke up to your messages, and I said, okay, I'd like to talk to her. And it's like in the evening, I love this, this is like giving me goosebumps.
I was actually asking for surprises from the universe, and my God, the way it surprises you is so crazy.
So what else? Is there anything that you would like to talk about, any particular topic, anything that you feel like you would like change or something? I don't know. I mean, they say, right, if two people are talking about it, it gets created. So is there anything like that in your universe?
What are we creating here?
Yeah.
Do we have the time? How much time are we running at?
No. There are all the interviews that I'm working with or conversations. They have their own time. They know when they stop. I don't have a format. I don't have a point of view how it has to be and what has to be discussed. In like, if you want to pause and look at each other for 5 minutes, that's absolutely fine by me.
Wow.
So there are 15-minute conversations. There are 2.5 hours also if you actually go and check. So It's to each our own.
So beautiful. I'm suddenly like space.
So let's have more space for everybody to enjoy life.
Oh, how nice. I used to think that all along. I used to think that this is obvious, no? This is so obvious, no? Of course, everybody would want to be happy, no? Of course, everybody would know this. No, it's so obvious. It's right there in your face. Can't you see it? Kind of thing. It's very crazy that when after coming to Access, people constantly kept talking about how different you are, how different you are. I'm not different. Yeah, only the others don't understand. That's when it occurred to me that I'm different, and that's why I didn't realize that it's not obvious.
Yeah.
I always thought it was obvious because I only thought mine as normal.
Yeah, in some conversations that I've had with my husband, and I would tell him, "Isn't that obvious?" He'll say, "No."
So true. This has happened so often. It's so obvious. Can't you see this is how it is? It's so obvious. Blah blah blah.
No, and then the next question is, isn't it common sense? No, common sense is common.
Yeah, sometimes conversations with my husband, like you said, would be like both of us would think that it's obvious. Both of us would think that it's common sense, but that others don't have. It's just that the two of us are having.
It's just
sometimes only I would. Sorry?
It's just our unique knowledge.
Oh yeah, we really need to acknowledge the difference we be. Something that I got just now.
Yeah, it's just our unique knowledge, which is all in our world, in our space, and we're not even saying, yes, I know it.
Oh, the fear of being superior.
No.
What if I became superior?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yep.
What if I became great? Oops.
And here
there was this pathway,
The whole world is struggling with the idea of not good enough. Yeah, that fits in. But if you suddenly start feeling, oh, I'm great and I'm doing fine and I'm absolutely fantastic, it feels like,
yeah. Oh, right? Shit, I can't be enough here. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the number of people that I'm trying to communicate to that, it's okay if others are sad and you're happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The things that I'm doing, I created a happiness club on WhatsApp where actually the person who told you about me is part of the club as well, which is probably why she got confused. So I created this happiness club where we talk about access tools and stuff like that, and we also chant the access mantra every day morning. All of that, and it's given me so much joy over this period of I think 3 months since I started it, and the way that club has evolved from the start to now, it's a totally different being right now. It started in a very, it's as if it started in some other country and it became some other country now. It's evolved into a totally different space altogether. Now we have book readings. It's very crazy.
And after a while, it may not belong to this planet.
Oh yeah, I already doubt if it does. It's like one of the things that I constantly sense in that group, and I do keep putting it out at times, is that you don't need to be sad if the person next to you is sad. It's okay if you're happy. You just don't need to go and laugh in their face. It's okay. But it's okay if you're happy when somebody else is sad.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of taking their sadness, why can't we give our happiness to them?
Yeah.
What sharing are we talking about when we can share our happiness instead of taking their sadness? Why not do that?
Yeah.
A totally different way of looking at it. And this showed up when I was talking about you don't need to be sad when the next person is sad on the group. It's amazing how when you facilitate, things show up for you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm sure you have been there as well.
So it's like wondering, you're talking to someone and then you suddenly realize, oh wow, and those light bulbs go off,
Yeah.
So, what else?
Wow. What else? I've done one promo. Should I do the other promo that I'm doing my bars class this weekend?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I'm having my in-person bars class this Saturday and the online bars class on Sunday. So whoever is seeing this video and you wish to join, please come and join the class, and you can change your life the way it.
Now or in the future?
Oh, now or in the future, whenever you choose. The choice is still yours.
So today I just feel like saying it. Oh, there'll be links below in the description.
Oh, why not? Why not? How does it get any better than that? I'll give you my links.
Yeah.
You want the musician me, the photographer me, or the facilitator me? I'll give you all three links.
All of them. Who knows what?
Yeah, see below for links.
Yeah, we have like 5,000 words space and you'll have lots of information there.
Wow, how does it get any better than that?
So nice talking to you.
Cool. Pleasure. Thank you so much for giving the space and for interviewing me, the great me, the gorgeous me, the amazing me. Thank you so much. My in-laws are from Hyderabad, by the way. I'll catch up with you when I come there.
Yeah, sure. So now we have 2 homes, one in Bangalore. I'm already proclaiming, and one in Hyderabad.
Oh, I have 3. One in Chennai, one in Bangalore, one in Hyderabad.
Oh, how does that get any better?
Oh, what would it take for us to have the whole world as a home and much more?
Yeah, I think, that's a good idea.
Yeah, now what are we creating? What you asked for.
A home in every place that we can go to and have social, like the entertainment, engagement, people.
And make it our home, make every place our home.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. Thank you for that.
Yo for the travel nomads.
Yeah, that is yes. Chalo then.
Wonderful. Chalo. Nice speaking to you. Thank you.